Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing some SPL testing for the 215 IB setup. I've got a PSI 2.5K wired at 0.5, so it should be a decent amount of power. I've got my clamp meter here, and I've got a mini SPL up there, so we should be getting powers and numbers, which should be pretty good. One issue I am gonna run into is the mini SPL lab doesn't read below 20 Hertz, so I can't really meter below 20 Hertz. But I have a very good feeling that these subs won't do very well under 20 Hertz anyways, because they're not meant for IB. They have about 16 mil of X-Max, so which is not much for IB, but we're just gonna test it out, see what she does. First test is gonna be this boot closed and the front two windows down, because that's how I generally drive the car when I'm driving and demoing or listening to music. This is a daily driver, so I do drive it every day. Other than that, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I will have to run back and forth because the clamp meter is over here and then the SPL meter is on the windshield, so I'm going to be metering on the windshield because that's what we generally meter at over here in New Zealand. Plus I do compete in DB drag, so that's how they tend to meter it too. It's going to be interesting to see what she does. So, and then the second test is going to be this trunk here open, so that's pretty much gonna that's what pretty much makes it an Infinite Baffle, is when you actually open this trunk up. So it'd be interesting to see the difference in between numbers. What I have noticed is generally when you have this trunk lid open, it does pick on the lows a lot better, so hopefully that shows on the numbers. I'm not too sure how much power we're going to be clamping, so we'll find out. Let's get the testing started. So first run we're going to do is going to be, we're going to start at 50 Hertz and then work our way down to 20. So it's going to be 50, 45 Hertz, 40, 35, 30, 25, and 20 Hertz. So I'm going to be writing all the information down here. So this would be boot closed or trunk closed, trunk lid closed. I'm going to set the clamp meter on dyno mode, so it's just going to be easier. So I got to close this up. We'll leave this over here. I am using a LF Audio wireless bass knob or bass controller. Man, this thing's so handy. So it's gonna just make my life easier. So that's 50 Hertz right there, sound wave. So I'm gonna close my door. I'll just get my paper here and we'll get started. Alright, I'm not going to turn it up all the way. This is just going to give me a bit of a rough idea of what she's doing. I'm not too sure how much power we're going to be clamping. So I'm gonna be taking it easy on the first runs and see what kind of rise and stuff we get. So the first run is 50 hertz, meters on the windshield, base knobs here. So I'm gonna just crank it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to wind it in and see what she does. Oh, looks like we might have hit a protection mode right there at 50 hertz. Didn't even get to crank it up too much, so we'll see what happened in the trunk. It is wired at 0.5, so it's probably it could possibly be just ohming out. Yeah, we have hit protection, and my meter turned off anyways. Just gonna turn everything off, turn it back on. Hopefully the amp turns back on. So this time I'm gonna do a slow roll into it instead of just trying to full send it. The amp's back on, so no issues. Yeah. It's at 50 hertz. Meters on the windshield will just... Alrighty. So 40.1, and we'll just go see how much power she clamped. Oh wow, it says 3000 watts. I'm not too sure if that's correct to Mundo, so we're gonna re-hit that. Maybe that's why I cut out on the first run. We're gonna do that rerun. I'm not too sure if that's the power she clamped, but if she did, then voila, it's impressive. So it's a 40 flat, 3000 watts, so I guess that number is correct. We're gonna do 45 now. Just gonna write it down, piece of paper. So that was roughly 3300 watts and a 140 flat at 50 hertz. Hit the meter. It's a 41.1, 1 dB gain, and we'll see what's the power difference. So even that was same power, almost 3300 watts out of this PSI 2.5K wired at 0.5, but we're still rising at 1 ohm, so she's definitely making decent power, this bad boy right here. Same power, 1 dB louder. We're gonna do 40 now. I do have the sun on that, so I wonder if that's gonna be an issue. I'll find a piece of cardboard and I'll just put it up there. Hopefully that helps. These are back-to-back runs at 3000 watts, and I haven't maxed them out yet at high frequency. So it'd be interesting to see what the numbers look like as the frequency drops. So we're gonna do 40 hertz now. Let's see, so 40 hertz, meter on the windshield. And let's see how much power we clamped. So a lot less power, almost 1000 watt less. It's quite efficient as I am dropping the frequency. Let's do 35 hertz. 35. And power wise, we are at 1700 watts. Not too bad, not too bad. And then we're gonna try 30 now. Stay at 30. Yeah, 30 hertz now. So as the lower the frequency gets, the more rise we are getting. So it's getting less power, but the numbers are almost similar. Definitely heard it bottom out a little bit there on that run. It's probably the loudest she's been. So 1600 watts at 30 hertz. So she's definitely getting louder and less power as we're going down. As we're going down on the frequencies. Down. So that was 35, I think. Oh, that was 30. Now we're gonna try 25. It did bottom out a little bit on that 30 run, so it might bottom out on the 25 a little bit, but we're gonna send it, boys, just for test purposes. Yeah, she definitely bottoming out there at 25. I knew it. Definitely knew it. Probably not much power either. Yeah, still 1700 watts. We're gonna do a 20 hertz. Definitely gonna be lower. Yeah, 20 hertz. Yeah, you can definitely hear it bottoming out. 129.7. Still about 1800 watts. Get a bit of a close up there. So she does alright, it's not too bad. Now we're gonna test it with this hatch open and both of the windows down at the front. We're probably gonna start from 20 hertz and then go up from there. Same volume 30, so 20 hertz. A bit of a sun, so I'm just gonna put the cardboard back on up, and it died out, but I might as well. Nah, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alrighty, 20 hertz. Let's see what she does. like a bit of a lower score than before too. I'm gonna put a graph up or chart up. What's the power? 1800 watts. So we're gonna do 25 now and see what she does at 25. Definitely hear them bottoming out. Almost a 140 at 25. Still 1800 watts of power. I'm not too sure why you can't see that more clearly. If you move it in a little bit, oh there you go. Excellent. Hertz. Damn, you can hear them bottoming out on that run at 30 hertz. Wow. Still 1800 watts. So now we're gonna do 35. Let's see what she does. She's bottoming out quite a bit, eh? 35, play it. .5 at 35. Power is probably be about the same or a bit more. So we're at 2.4 now. As the frequencies climb, so does the power. So I might turn it down just a little bit because it's a bit too much power and it is bottoming out quite a bit. So we're gonna do 40 now. So 2.7, not too bad. And then we're just gonna do one more, one at 40, and then we'll just do it one at 50. Sorry, that was 40 hertz, so we're gonna do 40. Might as well do 45 and 50. I think I can smell it a little bit. Not too sure. So we're gonna do 45. And that was 4,000 watts. God damn, this amp's putting up some power. Wow. No good numbers, but she's definitely put in the output. One more hit at 50, and that concludes everything. I guess I'm just gonna do a little demo video. You might not be able to hear the song, but I'll just do a bit of a flex video of the chassis, body, whatever. Alrighty, 50 hertz. She went into to protect, guys. She must be doing over 4K or at least 5K for it to go into protect. Oh, almost got 6K there. This bad boy is on protect. In a demo video of it now. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. She did alright. It's pretty much what I expected, as these are not IB subs, so you can't really do anything about it. It's still putting out good numbers. When you do listen to it on music, it is quite loud. It is loud inside the car and outside the car, which is I'm pretty happy with. I am going to eventually change the subs to some IB subs. That's the plan. And I am also planning on doing 18, so I'm going to be extending this frame on this side and this side and tilting the whole thing back so I can clear the magnets. You see how close the magnets are to the top of my parcel tray there. So that way I can get bigger, beefier 18s in here. I'm going to double everything up, so I'm going to triple up the baffle, all the side corners and all that. It's going to be tripling up. The bottom floor, I thought like the steel frame was strong enough, but I am getting a lot of flex. You can see the subs move when I play music at certain frequencies, so that does mean that there's a lot of vibration coming through the baffle itself. So I'm going to try to sort all that out, but before I even do that, I might as well remodel whole thing for 18s. This was a test setup for me, and it's doing pretty good, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with it. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy the demo video of it. I'm not too sure if it's gonna let me play the songs because of copyright reasons, so I might just mute the songs and then you guys can have a look at a bit of a flex on the body itself. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So here's a song that's 24, 32 and 48. We'll play that. Not too sure what song it is, but we'll just play it. Now bust it open and let's see it. It's going down for real. It's going down for real. Make you cough, that's bronchitis. Put your hands up. It's a stick up, no more makeup. Get that ass on the floor, ladies. Put your lipstick up. Double entendre, waiting, I get money, then I double up for it. Going. It's going down for real. Hopefully on the next video we're gonna have a few more updates of how this is all gonna come about for the 18s. And about what subs I'm gonna be running. I'm looking at some Sundown subs. I'm in talk with Sundown, so let's see what they say, and then once I sort that out, then yeah, we'll be actually running some subs that are dedicated to IB setup, and there will be 18s as I'll be remodeling all this here. I am from New Zealand, so this is one of the first proper Infinity Baffle that I have seen. They have been done previously, but they've all used they have used very smaller subs that are also not dedicated to IB, and I guess that's more of a SQ. This is, I guess it is still a SQ, but I'm trying to chase numbers at the same time, so I'm not too sure if that's still SQ or not. But it does have a very good bandwidth. I can play down to 25 all the way up to 50 on music without bottoming out, which is pretty decent for what it is. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.